Starting your career as a chemical engineer is an exciting step toward applying theory to practical industrial challenges. At the entry level, interviewers look for candidates who understand the core principles of chemical engineering and can apply them to real-world problems in manufacturing, energy, environmental, or materials sectors. While they don't expect years of experience, they do expect enthusiasm, strong analytical skills, and a problem-solving mindset. This guide covers common entry-level chemical engineering interview questions, model answers, and preparation tips to help you approach your interview with confidence. Understanding the role of an entry-level chemical engineer. An entry-level chemical engineer supports senior engineers and teams in designing processes, optimizing production, and ensuring safety and efficiency in chemical operations. The role may involve data analysis, process simulation, quality control, and laboratory testing. Employers value candidates who can demonstrate not only technical understanding but also communication, teamwork, and adaptability. In interviews, you'll often face a mix of technical and behavioral questions. The key is to connect your academic learning, internships, or projects to the role's responsibilities. Let's go through commonly asked questions and effective ways to answer them. Question 1. Why did you choose chemical engineering as your field of study? Here's how you can answer. I chose chemical engineering because I've always been interested in how scientific principles can solve real-world problems. I enjoy combining chemistry, physics, and mathematics to create sustainable and efficient solutions for industries like energy and manufacturing. It's a field that constantly challenges you to innovate. Tip: show enthusiasm for the discipline and link your motivation to real applications. Question 2. What do you understand about the role of a chemical engineer in industry? Here's how you can answer. A chemical engineer is responsible for developing and optimizing processes that convert raw materials into useful products. The role involves ensuring efficiency, safety, and cost-effectiveness while minimizing environmental impact. Chemical engineers also monitor production operations, troubleshoot problems, and help maintain quality standards. Tip: show that you understand both technical and practical aspects of the role. Question 3. Can you describe a project or internship where you applied chemical engineering principles? Here's how you can answer. In my final year project, I worked on designing a small-scale water purification system using adsorption techniques. I applied mass balance calculations and fluid dynamics to optimize flow rate and adsorption efficiency. The project taught me how to apply theoretical knowledge to create a working solution. Tip: focus on what you learned, not just what you did. Use clear examples from academic or internship experiences. Question 4. How do you ensure safety in a chemical process environment? Here's how you can answer. Safety starts with understanding the properties of the chemicals and the process conditions. I always follow standard operating procedures, use proper protective equipment, and check safety data sheets. I also believe in regular monitoring and maintaining open communication to report potential hazards. Tip: employers prioritize safety awareness. Show that it's an integral part of your mindset. Question 5. How would you handle a process that isn't meeting expected yield levels? Here's how you can answer. I would begin by analyzing process data to identify deviations from expected conditions, such as temperature, pressure, or flow rate. Then, I'd consult with the operations team to review equipment performance and raw material quality. Once the root cause is found, I'd propose solutions or optimizations to restore efficiency. Tip: demonstrate logical thinking and familiarity with troubleshooting methods. Question 6. What are some common process control techniques used in chemical engineering? Here's how you can answer. Common techniques include feedback control, feed-forward control, and cascade control systems. These help maintain process stability by adjusting variables like temperature, pressure, or concentration. Understanding control loops and PID controllers is essential for managing chemical processes effectively. Tip: even at entry level, show you understand basic control principles. Question 7. How do you approach teamwork in a plant or lab setting? Here's how you can answer. I believe teamwork is vital in engineering because projects rely on collaboration between different disciplines. I communicate clearly, respect others' expertise, and focus on shared goals. During my lab projects, I often helped coordinate data collection and ensured everyone's inputs were integrated into the final report. Tip: highlight collaboration and communication, skills just as important as technical knowledge. Question 8. What simulation or modeling software are you familiar with? Here's how you can answer. I have experience with Aspen Plus for process modeling and MATLAB for data analysis. During my coursework, I used Aspen to design and optimize a distillation column. I'm also open to learning other tools such as HYSYS or COMSOL depending on company requirements. Tip: be honest about what you know and express willingness to learn new tools quickly. Question 9. How do you stay updated with advancements in chemical engineering? Here's how you can answer. I regularly read journals like Chemical Engineering Progress and follow professional networks like AICHE. I also attend webinars and online courses related to process optimization and sustainable engineering. Continuous learning helps me stay aware of emerging technologies and environmental innovations. Tip: employers appreciate curiosity and lifelong learning. Question 10. Can you explain the difference between batch and continuous processes? Here's how you can answer. In a batch process, materials are processed in set quantities for a specific period before the next batch begins, commonly used for specialty chemicals or pharmaceuticals. A continuous process, on the other hand, operates non-stop, feeding raw materials and removing products continuously, which is typical in large-scale production like refineries. Tip: keep your explanation concise and practical. Question 11. How would you handle a technical problem you don't immediately understand? Here's how you can answer. I would start by reviewing the available data and consulting technical documentation or process diagrams. If I still need clarification, I discuss it with senior engineers or colleagues to gain insight. I believe asking the right questions and learning from experienced professionals leads to better understanding and long-term growth. Tip: show humility, resourcefulness, and teamwork when solving unfamiliar problems. Question 12. Why should we hire you as an entry-level chemical engineer? Here's how you can answer. You should hire me because I bring strong technical fundamentals, a passion for continuous learning, and a proactive approach to solving problems. I may be new to the industry, but I'm eager to contribute fresh ideas, work hard, and grow within your organization. My academic training and internship experience have prepared me to adapt quickly and support your team effectively. Tip: combine enthusiasm, readiness to learn, and your commitment to excellence. Tips to prepare for an entry-level chemical engineering interview. Before your interview, review key topics such as mass and energy balances, thermodynamics, process control, and reaction kinetics. Familiarize yourself with the company's operations and products to tailor your answers. Employers often appreciate candidates who show interest in sustainability, process optimization, and safety practices. Practice explaining technical concepts in simple language. It shows that you can communicate effectively with non-engineering staff. Prepare to discuss any academic projects, internships, or lab experiences that demonstrate hands-on problem-solving skills. Dress professionally and carry yourself with confidence. If a technical question stumps you, don't panic. Think aloud and explain your reasoning process. Interviewers often value your approach to solving problems more than the final answer. Final thoughts. An entry-level chemical engineering interview tests your understanding of core principles, analytical ability, and enthusiasm for applying engineering knowledge to real industrial challenges. Employers don't expect mastery, but they do expect curiosity, reliability, and a willingness to learn. Focus on presenting yourself as a capable learner who's eager to grow into a skilled engineer. Emphasize your technical knowledge, teamwork, and problem-solving abilities, and share examples that demonstrate your initiative. Ultimately, success in your interview comes from showing that you're not just a recent graduate, but a future professional ready to bring fresh energy, innovation, and dedication to the field of chemical engineering.